We know that the period for the aspiration of the 100-day deliverables is almost at hand. We have 16 more days to go. And you members of the press are very eager to know what the outcome will be. Did they achieve what they say they will achieve? Or say a flop? Or say a failure? Those are the questions lingering on your minds. But what we want to say is we're confident about what we've done as a government. Hold your peace a little bit. We'll come to you fully, accounting for our stewardship after the period of the 100-day deliverable. But I can say this, be assured that it will not be anything that resembles failure. The Ministry of Information is preparing itself to bring the result to you in ways you've never seen before. We'll talk about it on the radio stations. The end of it will mark the relaunch of the new Liberia newspaper, and it will catalog what has happened. We'll also launch what will then be a quarterly magazine, MICAT magazine. And that magazine will also give account of what has happened within the 100 days. So just keep your peace a little bit. Some of the media people are reminding us, we read a couple of newspapers telling us about the timeline. We are conscious of the timeline and the fruits of our labor will show. I just wanted to say that we have time to work, because we said to the people of Liberia that our country was in need of a rescue. And we said we came to rescue. We must uphold that commitment to the people. So anything that will serve as a distraction will not be countenanced. Let me invite the Inspector General of Police, Reverend Coleman, who will speak to you.
We want to take this time to just give you a brief update of some occurrences. I see there's specific reference to 100 days achievement. That's one area I've always run from, because our job is so continuous that we hit the ground running, and we continue to run just to ensure that the state remains safe and that we can all go about our normal activities. We've been able, over the last few months, to significantly reduce violent crimes in most parts of the country. We've been able to try to increase police presence around the country. We've strategized a lot of ways to have our structure more on an intel base, collecting the necessary intelligence and data to inform the deployment of our major resources. We have been working on policies and procedures, looking at revision of our administrative instructions and regulations to include more gender-sensitive aspects of it. And there's been a lot of work behind the scenes engaging with international partners who we are getting some positive responses in connecting with us to be able to combat not just crimes here in Liberia, but transnational crime that affect other countries beyond our borders. We are working with all other security agencies, looking at our vulnerability, the low resiliency of the state, to see how we can control our spillover risk factor to other part of the sub-region, and just ensuring that we increase security in the nation. I would like to speak to one or two issues that are out there. One has to do with the gruesome murder of Ms. Amanda Nebo, which event occurred on April 14 at about 12 midnight. That's a sad event that we don't wish for anyone. As part of our crime initiatives, I mean, this is something that is very disheartening. We consider it one of those issues that has to be aggressively pursued and is being aggressively pursued as we speak. To date, we have arrested one of the key suspects in the murder who has admitted his involvement, and he has given us names of additional suspects who were involved, and the police are after them right now as we are ongoing with this exchange here. So hopefully within a day or two, we should have the rest of them in custody. But beyond that, we're really concerned about the occurrences of crime in that area. So we are reviewing measures to put in place to try to curtail the situation and to keep people safe. These measures are being reviewed by the operations department right now. They are looking at what is the most feasible, apart from just the command structure and the deployment of additional resources to that area. We're looking at measures that could also include some form of a curfew for riders, because the target in that area is mainly motorcycles. 2 days ago, someone came to my office and informed us of what they had witnessed driving on the road. She was driving along the Somalia Drive around 11:30, and she saw these two motorcyclists with cutlasses going after another one who was running for his life. So they had to go after them with the vehicle and try to run them off the road, and that's how they were able to save that person. So the crime focus in that area is more motorcycle based, so we're looking at all of the measures to put in place to keep the riders and the passengers safe as well, while we do more engagement in the community, more proactive engagement to further deter the criminals. So we've reinforced all of these hotspots. We've looked at the limited data we've been able to collect, and the data is giving us information as per the time and occurrence of the crime, and it's on that basis that these decisions that we're reviewing will be made. Within the next 24 hours, whatever the outcome will be, we will communicate with the general public as to what measures will be put in place to be able to support this initiative for the reduction of crimes and the safety of the citizenry. We would like to caution motorists. The vehicle registration, license plate issue is one of those things that we are actively enforcing right now. And the Minister of Transport will be speaking to you. I didn't even know he was on this stuff for today, but he's here, so I will leave this part out. But we will be providing all of the necessary support for that enforcement as a joint collaborative effort in going after vehicles that are not registered. It's only responsible enough as part of people's safety campaign, as part of your responsibility, as part of the privilege you enjoy for using the road, that no one should have to run after you. It's only responsible enough that you go and register your vehicle. This is not something we should be begging you for, but we are here asking you to please do so, so that it limits the interferences with you and the police officer. If you have your vehicle registered, the stickers are there, you have your license plate, there's absolutely no reason why the police officer should stop you. And I know there have been cases where people say, oh yes, even sometimes our vehicle registered, the police will still stop us. But sometimes challenge the process. Comply with them when they stop you. Take one step further. Reach to the professional standards division. Let them show reason as to why they engage you. But sometimes, I mean, people just don't even want to go there, and they're there to work with the officers, and sometimes even encourage bribery. But we want to remind you, bribery is a two-way street, the giver and the receiver. So while we're putting surveillance out there for our officers, it will also cover the giver as well. And if you're caught in that regard, you will be dealt with in accordance with the law. We've been holding a lot of stakeholder engagements at different levels with the communities, trying to build trust with the local communities and address issues of insecurities in different communities. We launched our community policing initiative on Sunday in Totota Bond County, commemorating the dead from that December 26th accident, where safety tips were shared, additional information on the ongoing investigation that is not yet fully concluded, because we keep getting more information about it was revealed to us. So that particular community, they had their own concerns. We have immediately begun addressing the concerns of the community, and we are doing so with other communities who have got similar, not just the accident concern, but other security issues as well. We will be reaching out to schools, we'll be reaching out to churches, to mosques, at all levels of our community to connect with our people and be able to help build trust, which is one of those areas that we are seriously lacking. We've made some great efforts connecting with the international community at different levels, different governments. There's been some commitments for training, logistical support that we're looking into. We've begun to distribute uniforms with our officers in different areas, and we're looking at upgrading some systems, processes, and procedures that are not just part of our operations, but part of our interaction with the public. It includes those services that people are always challenged about when they come to police station. And the main area there is the police clearance. I wanted to say it some other way, but I just decided to pull back because there's a lot of contention in that area. But I can assure you that we will clearly communicate to you what the cost will be and the new processes, because now we're trying to take it online to limit human interferences, which has caused a lot of the corruption around that process. Because people do not even know what the actual price is, and they go there, whoever they meet, they're able to pay whatever they charge, and then sometimes they don't even get it within the time frame that they're looking at. So as part of the update, we're now clearing a container at the Freeport which contains a complete computer database that will host our biometric collection, that we will be able to better match and reference people when we're giving you police clearances, and then to be able to better store data and collect information from suspects that come within the criminal justice system. Responding to concerns from communities along the highway coming from Bomi to Monrovia, the police have launched a serious operations in that area, which we've been monitoring the movement of vehicles and trucks. The concerns are more about trucks coming from the Western Cluster pulling iron ore into the port of Monrovia. Residents have been complaining about the excessive speed and the recklessness of the drivers. So the police have put up an observation for the last 3 days, and it has been proven. Last night we had involved in exactly reckless driving, misuse of lane, and reckless endangerment of the lives of other road users. Over 84 trucks that were counted by the police. Out of the 84, we were able to pick up 15, and we are now communicating with the Western Cluster that they will have to send in the particulars of the rest of the trucks for ticketing. We've given them a ticket of $200 each, and we're now discussing with them safety measures to avoid future reoccurrences, because it's only a matter of time before we have a serious accident along that road that could claim the lives of a lot of citizens.
Upon our confirmation and subsequent appointment as Minister of Transport, we have been working tirelessly to address some of the challenges that required immediate intervention. We inherited an institution that was engulfed with systematic malfunctions, mismanagement of human resource management system, payroll fraud, insufficient logistics and office tools, unaccountability of the ministry asset registry, constant and most of the time interrupted power supply, the unavailability of internet connectivity sometimes, the underutilization of professional and unconducive work environment, coupled with 2 major fire disasters that we had in the last 6 years. And all of these affected the Ministry of Transport at some extent. To adequately install quick intervention when necessary, we have immediately developed the Ministry 100 Days Plan in line with His Excellency Jose Nyima Boakai plan for the transformation and the development of the country under the arrest agenda. The quick impact interventions are meant to provide the needed remedy to challenges that will be some impediments in executing the institutional statutory mandates and core functions to address its short medium, and long-term development goals, contributing to social, economic development and growth. The overall objective of the 100 days deliverable is to improve and modernize an efficient organizational capacity, human resource, and operational management system of the ministry. On top of this, we'll be talking about our incoming inspections and what we have done in the sector so far. From there, we'll take some questions. So one of the 100-day deliverable we had was to review all contracts. Okay. And as at current, we've sent through a third-party legal firm to review all of our contracts, especially the contract that was signed between 2018 to 2023. And we're waiting for those reports to come out, and they should be out in a week's time. We have commenced to some extent, the renovation of the transport ministry, bit by bit, flow by flow, until we can complete it. With the IAA, is in the process of auditing the automated vehicle and driver lesson system. We have completed the asset verification, all of our assets. We have 2 generators and one that is salvage, and we have about 15 vehicles in our fleet. Although most of them are inoperable, we have conducted with the IAA a review of human resources management and payroll audit. So what that showed to us, we have uncovered that 9 names on the payroll were no longer employed at the Ministry of Transport. We've taken those actions. It was established that some of those 9 people have passed away, and 4 persons had tendered their resignations, but they were still on the payroll for the last few months. We have completed a successful head count with CSA. We counted our people physically, and we have completed that process completely. Again, we have conducted minor renovations. We moved all the ministers up, and the floor downstairs will start the minor work to complete those in the nearest, soon as possible time. We have resumed the normal service deliverable to our people, which is driver license, vehicle registration, eligibility, and support in terms of insurance services. We place high on our priority internet connectivity, and as it stands, our internet has been fully restored. But let me tell you a little bit about our system. Our system is a 3-pronged system. So if you come to the Ministry of Transport, you initiate a transaction. We have the APIs that connect to the LRA. So it connects to the LRA. LRA sends it to the bank, and then when you go to the bank and pay downstairs, LRA issue a receipt, a receipt of that, and then we go and then issue your instruments to you. That instrument will be your driver license and vehicle registration as deemed necessary. With that being said, I'd like to take you to the revenue enhancement piece of the Ministry of Transport. So from January 2nd up to the end of last month, year to date, the Ministry of Transport has raised over $2.4 million to the national coffers. That's just the first quarter, which constituted a 34% growth. Okay, when I mean 34% growth, I mean growth we're comparing from January, February to March, month on month. And the main driver of that growth, we've had a 132% growth in insurance stickers. For the registration process, we've had about 36% growth in the revenue of the registration of motorbikes and motorcycles. Analysis of the first quarter of 2023 versus the first quarter of 2024 shows that we've had a 15% increase in revenue. So we've improved over the time being. By the way, after this interview, we have those data that we can share to the press if you need so. And as you can see, most of the drivers, besides the motorcycles, the insurance policies that His Excellency Joseph Nyuma instructed us to put forth, and we have done that successfully. And now you see at the Ministry of Transport, before anything goes through our system, it must be insured. Because insurance mitigates risks, and risks is about safety, and safety, as the IG said, is the first priority of our president. So we have a little bit of decentralization that we're working on. We have, we have the Kakata Service Center, and we have the ministerial complex. At the ministerial complex, we have a little mini site there that you can go, and those services are there as well. So inspections. Tomorrow, the Ministry of Transport will begin its full 21-day exercise of inspections. When I conclude my little talk, I will have the Director of Inspectorate to say a few words on that. So in 21 days, tomorrow for 21 days, we'll be inspecting throughout the 15 subdivisions in the country, and that inspection includes inspections at all concession sites, inspections throughout Monrovia for vehicles, motorbikes, tricycles, and the rest. And one of the inspections we'll be doing, we've seen that there is ubiquity and inundation in government plates all over the place, and we're trying to stop that. For a vehicle to have a government assigned plates, you will see that it must have the GSA emblem. But many vehicles, we see those plates there, will be taking them off, those vehicles that are not marked with GSA signs. And it's our plan to, the entire government structure, with the approval of the president, will be changing all of those plates. When I mean that, I mean the design of the judiciary plates will be changed, the design of the old series which the cars ministers drive and other officials will be changed, the design of the legislature will be changed, and because we have members of the 54th and 53rd that no plates are around, we're trying to get them off the streets. This time around, the plates will actually bear the name 55th legislature, and because of what happened in the past, we've done a policy now that every time there is a change of the legislature, there will be the numbering of that legislature assigned to the incoming ones, so we can't have any issues. Also, there are guest plates around. Guest plates should be issued by two organizations, the CSA and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We'll be taking the old ones off the street and redesigning, and those entities will have the new ones to give to the appropriate people that deserve them. That should conclude the enforcement exercise. But please, our appeal to you, public, members of the press, religious leaders, is to inform your people that vehicle registration and vehicle insurance is a public safety issue, and it's a godly issue, because it's about safety. So when our streets are not safe, I mean, it's not good for us. When our vehicles are not insured, when people get hurt, I mean, there's no amount to treat the wounded or to take care of the necessary destruction, if needs be, to buildings, to homes, and to even businesses alike. So let me just tell you what we've done throughout the sector since we came. For the aviation side, we have procured a fire truck at the Roberts International Airport, and the commissioning happened within the process of bringing two more to the country, because our airport is at a level 6 now, and we intend to take it to a level 10 plus, wherein we can invite bigger airlines and other people to come in to serve our people in terms of the aeronautic transportation. At the National Transit Authority, for the last few years, there was about 45 buses, but now it's only 5 is operational. And the complex of that institution was gutted by fire, and it's totally inoperable at this point. The team, they are sitting, they have a makeshift location where they sit. The government has raised some money through the finance ministry, and we will be having 15 additional to our fleet to make it 20, at least 20 buses to cut down the public transportation jam. But we're not stopping on the short term. Plans is in place within the nearest future to have the NTA equipped with about 100 to 300 buses. But I will turn the microphone over to our Director of Inspectorate that will go in more detail in the inspections, and any of the rest of the 2 deputy ministers will fill in if we need more information to send out.
We're going to do the inspection in a very special way because in time past we have experienced that if you don't decongest the traffic, you create a condition of people that are registered to still be within the traffic. So this time around, we're going to be meticulous as to how we go about it. And as part of our strategy, you might not know where those points will be. The insurance, the inspection does not see position, but rather compliance. So we want to admonish each and every one in a better way of the Republic of Liberia that the inspection is going to be robust. We are hoping to go to the Supreme Court. We are hoping to be called by the judiciary for the right thing. We will not compromise the process. Even my brother Lauren family who is there, I told him on last night. Family, if you don't register your car, trust me, I will be in a car. You'll be in a car, then we'll tow you on the tow job to tell you how serious we are. So, not to hold you much, through the instrumentality of our team of ministers, we have transmogrified our dress code in terms of how we proceed. So, moving forward, you have our wiring officer using this jacket with those inscriptions. Moving forward, you have the inspectors using this jacket. Using this jacket, let me display so the media can do. People want to irregularly ID to tell us why and why. This will be for our wiring officer that complement the effort of the police to decongest traffic during the morning and the afternoon hours. This is what will be used by the inspectors. This will be used by the inspectors in the showing that the legitimacy is at a higher peak. Anyone is found with a khaki jacket, trust me, they are not going to be the comment of the inspection employed. So we want you to help us to get it better. It's everybody's business. So we want you to see it. All right, so to get it better is everybody's business. Before you castigate, provide all the way forward. And let me assure you the issue of compromise, trust me, as I said to you, will be taken to the court for the just cause. But the person of the inspection will be duly monitored. Thank you.
The Liberia National Fire Service is responsible to make sure that we take measure for fire prevention and control. We are also responsible to make sure to inspect all public and private buildings, to determine if there are hazards. If there is, we should be able to eliminate that hazard through inspection. We are also to assist Liberia National Police in terms of action investigation. And we do a statistic of the fire outbreak and ascertain the cause and make report. So today, we are here to talk about two things. We're going to have 5 minutes. There are 3 ways we fight fire: before, during, and after. Before is the fire prevention activity that has to do with going out there to inspect the premises, public and private building, to determine whether there's hazard, if there are, so we advise what measure to take. And after that, we also create awareness of providing education on the do's and don'ts of fire. Also on housekeeping, how do you handle your appliances in the house? Because most of us, we buy the extension cord because you have 5 or 6 outlets, we plug everything on that one extension cord. It's like putting 10 bags of resin in your hair and you know you're not able to carry it. So you have to be careful with the cord, make sure you don't overload it the extension cord. Even the socket on the wall. So right now, the major challenge that we have is electrical fire. It may interest you to note that from January to February, we have 41 fire. And 12 was class A, that is what we call combustible or common fire. 3, class B, what is we refer to as flammable fire. and C, electrical fire 26. There was 11 deaths and 2 injured. March, we had 11 fire outbreak, 4 Class A, 1 Class B, and 6 electrical. There was 51 occupants affected. In April, we have 7. We have 0 Class A, 1 Class B, and 3 Class C, and another 3 as well, unknown. So today we've come to let you know that we will soon be launching our fire preparation awareness. That will entail jingles. We're going to prepare jingles. We also want to do it in the vernacular so that our people get to know that. We also do outreach in the community. We do talk show as we started today, Sunday morning. I've been on talk show from Oki to Ska, and I'm here, all right? And I'm going to do sticker as well.